Okay, so we'll start without further delay. Hope I'm audible to everyone. Shubham, am I audible?
Yes, Adish,
Okay,
continue.
okay. So, good morning, all. So, as you all know, as a part of our productivity improvement training sessions, so we are today discussing on the tips and tricks to reduce the consumable material cost. So, I'll admit the others also. So, yeah. So, uh, yeah, as I already told, as a part of our productivity improvement training session, so we are conducting the tips and tricks to reduce the consumable material cost for GrabCAD on the FTM users, basically. So on this session, so before starting the session, so I'll just many of you may know me, but still there are some new customers or new users here. So for them, I'll introduce myself. So my name is Adish. I'm working as the customer support manager here in Altum Technologies, and I have my team with Shubham and Karmika Raja, who will keep supporting you in every time and on all your issues. So also, as you all know, the organization that we are working for has adopted the technology, FEM technology, purely because to reduce your prototyping cost and the prototyping time, or also the labor cost. So the main phase or the main factor that is going to affect these delays or the increasing cost factor is basically the material. So all of you should know how you can reduce the material cost, and we have some tips or we have some tricks to reduce some of your material cost, or maybe to increase your time for printing, or your sorry your time of printing, to reduce your time of printing. We have some the features on GrabCAD. Maybe all of you have started using GrabCAD. I know some of still using the Insight software. So the agenda for today's meeting is, yeah, the agenda for today's session is basically the GrabCAD print overview. So in the meantime, I'm discussing the features. I'll be able to show the features on the software on live. So I have opened this GrabCAD software also. So by discussing one by one features, I can even I can even show the features real time on the GrabCAD software to you. Apart from that, we are going to discuss on the part fill style. So as you all know, even in my personal experience, I have noticed many of the customers, if even if they are in the early stage of design verification, or even in the early stage of their design, so they just literally they just wanted to see the shape of the model, not even the features, or not even the fine detailing, nothing. So they just wanted to see the shape of their model. So many of the customers still print the model in complete solid, and maybe they will fill the entire part completely solid, and that's going to increase the model material price, or maybe the support material price, and gradually it will increase the cost of the whole printing process. So I'm also going to discuss on the part fill style here today, and obviously the scaling. So you may some of the times you can even reduce the scale of your model and print. So many of you might have using this. I can even show the examples, how much, or the real-time estimation to you, how much you are going to save on the material or on the time if you rescale a model maybe into 50 percentage or maybe into 25 percentage. So if it is not really required, you can even rescale your model and print it. And the orientation, as you all know, yeah. So they have some disturbances. Can you? Yeah, thank you. So as I discussed, the orientation plays a important role in the cost estimation. So if you haven't oriented your model in a better way or in the optimized way, that's going to take a lot of material to print. And obviously the smart support. So many of you have already using this smart support option, though you have many style options available on the software. So I'll always suggest the customers to use smart support option. So it's going to save a lot of material and a lot of time. So we are also going to discuss on the smart support options here, and on the grow support and self support angle option. So basically these two options are especially the self support angle option is a design for additive manufacturing session we are going to conduct in the upcoming months. So just I'll give you a brief on this self supporting angle. So as you all know, there is a self supporting angle available, like if you are printing or lesser than 45 degrees angle, you don't need a support in that area. So I'm going to discuss on that as well, and the advanced FDM. So I already had a session in this on this actually advanced FDM option. So I'll not be spending more time on advanced FDM. If any of you need to know on the advanced FDM bit more, you can always, or either all of you can always contact us for the trainings. So not if you don't need a group training, you can just individually contact us, and we can individually conduct the training or online sessions for your team anytime. So these are the agenda that we are going to discuss today. So always the easiest one first. So these are the part fill styles available on the software. So as I already told you, so there are a lot of, yeah, as I already told you, there are a lot of options available inside also. Inside maybe I think more than these options are available. But in GrabCAD, these are the options for part fill style. So if you don't want to print a complete solid model, or if you don't want to, it's just on the early stage of your design process.
Sorry to stop you.
Yep. Continue, Smita.
Adish, some are waiting.
Okay, sorry.
Can you please admit them? Yeah, thank you.
Yes. So let me continue. Yep. So as I discussed, if you are in the early stage of your designing process and you just want to verify the shape of your model, you can always go for this sparse option, right? You don't want to print it. Yeah. So you don't want to print the complete solid model. So these are some of the options available on your software. Can anyone tell me what are these options? What is 1, what is 2, what is 3, what is 4, and what is 5? So you can just unmute yourself and tell me your answer. Can anyone?
One is solid.
Okay. You're right, sir.
It's basically the number of layers basically the number of layers which will be used to build the part or something.
Yeah. So basically, these are the infill designs. Okay. So inside of your model, if you are printing a cube, so many of the times you don't want to print a complete solid cube, right? You can even fill inside maybe a 30% fill in, right? So these are the infill designs actually. So I'll go ahead then. So the first one is, as Sir said, the first one is solid, and the second one we'll call it as sparse Lodens, which can almost save 40% or 50% of your material cost if you are using this, and if you can use it. So many of the customers still can use this. in the early stage of their designing process, they can use the sparse option. And we have an option called sparse double dense here. This we'll call it as the third one, we'll call it as sparse double dense option. And the fourth one, we'll call it as the sparse high dense option. Okay. And the fifth one is hexagram option. So you can choose either the if you wanted to print. Still, will suggest if you have a smaller model, if you have very detailed or fine feature models, you can go ahead with the solid always. But you are thinking like I can save some material. I don't want to print it complete solid. You can choose the other options and print as well. Okay, so this is the part fill style option, and other rescaling. So I know all of you are using this option. So many of you are not, but you can obviously you can rescale your model if your designer or if your the user is agreed. So if they wanted if they don't want to print a 1:1 model, you can always reduce the scale and just show them their geometries and approve the design. So how to select the scale from the menu actually? So you have an option here on the software. You have an option here, right? An arrow to scale up or scale down the model. You have basically two options available with this, right? You have an option called uniform scaling, where you can just enter the percentage. If you wanted to print this is just a 1:1 cube that I'm going to print, and just for the validation of my design. So I don't wanted to use it anywhere. I don't wanted to give it to anyone. So just to verify the dimensions are okay, or to just to verify the design. So I can even print it in 0.5. So what I wanted to do to make it 0.5. So you can click the uniform scaling option here and make the percentage to 50. So automatically your design will change to, automatically the design will change it to 50% here. And the dimensions also will automatically change to 0.5 inch. So the time, you can just see the time of printing basically, right? So the 1:1 model was taking almost 34 minutes or a half an hour, just more than half an hour to print. But the 0.5, it's taking only 12 minutes to print. If it is possible, or if it is possible to scale down your model, always think about scaling down and printing. Okay, and it can even take or save a lot of materials also. You can just notice this, the material and time estimations with the actual dimension and with the 50% scale dimension. So you want me to demonstrate this on the software? Anyone? I think you all are using this option. That's what I'm just skipping this on the software. And the next option is arranging the tray. So consider you have many parts to print. Consider you have 20-25 parts to print. And if you open all the parts on a single tray, so it will just randomly place here and there. And sometimes if you have a bigger machines like 900 or something, because 370 will have a smaller tray, but if you have a bigger machine like 900 or maybe J750 kind of machines, so it's very time-taking process to keep or lift all the all the parts and keep at the proper position. So for that, we have a optimize option or the arrange option available on the software. So what you want to do is you can just click on this. You can just click on this optimize option here. Okay, and this just you can click arrange this tray. So once you optimize option, you can see these two are not the optimized position to print. You can see, right? So the printed always, as you know, the printed will stay at the bottom or rest at the bottom. Here the purging area is there for 370 machine. This is for 370 machine. The purging area for 370 is always at the bottom of the build tray. So the print head has to come to print on this first, on the purge tower first, then it has to go to the parts. So the time of printing will increase. Obviously, the material also slightly is going to increase. So what you can do is you can choose this arrange tray option on the available on the GrabCAD. Then it will automatically arrange the part to optimize for best material consumption. So once you click on this optimize option and arrange this tray option, so it's going to automatically adjust or automatically choose the place, the best fit place to print. So that's the option we are discussing. So once I click optimize and build tray or arrange this tray option, you can see this part was here and this part was somewhere here, I believe. Yeah. So it automatically came here. You can see the automatic placement started option at the top side. So it's automatically placing to the best fit position. And this is going to save you some material and maybe it's going to affect on the time, so the printing time. Okay. So this is the arrange tray option for optimized build tray. And the next option that I'm going to discuss is, the orientation. So you all know the importance of orientation, right? So I know many of you are following the or choosing the orientation manually. So apart from the manual orientation option, the software have a capability to automatically adjust the orientation or automatically orient the best or automatically suggest you the best orientation. So we are going to discuss. So you can, this is just an example that I have opened a part here. You can see a part and as you all know, this is not the best orientation for this model. This is not the best orientation for this. So it has to go down, right? It has to be flat. So what I'm going to do is I'll just open the GrabCAD software and I'll show you where you can orient this. Like, so this is the part that I'm talking about. You can see this is not the best orientation for this, right? I can just show you the, the front view of the model. So this is not the best orientation for this model. So I need to change the orientation. Either you have multiple options here actually to orient. So you just click on the orient option here. Click on the model. Yeah. So you have the auto orient option here. This will automatically orient your model to minimize the support and reduce the build time, right? You can either click this or manually you can do with this. You can select whatever faces you want to be at bottom. You can select on that and make it bottom. So I'll try with the auto orient option now. I'll just click on auto orient. Hope you can see my screen.
No, we are just seeing your PPT, Adish.
Okay, just hold on. How about now?
Yes.
Yeah. So as you all know, this is not the best orientation for this model. So I have two options here on the, this is the orient option. So I have two options here. So the first one is auto orient. So once you click on auto orient, so it will give you the like orient selected models to minimize supports to reduce the build time. So you can just either click on this or as I already told you, can manually select the face to make it bottom. So I'm just clicking on this auto orient option here. So if I click the auto orient option, so automatically the machine or the software will give me the best orientation. So the machine is telling like, oh, this is going to be the best orientation for this part. Okay. And still, if you are not satisfied, and if you are thinking, no, machine, the software is wrong, I wanted to do it myself. Okay. So that time what you can do is you can select this option, orient face to plane, and you can make it whatever. You can make it whatever the face you want at bottom, or you can make it whatever face you want at the top side. Okay. So this is the option for the so orientation plays an inevitable role on the estimation of your model. So always you prepare for the best orientation and do the best orientation. for your models. So I'm just going to, I think I have the estimated values already with me for this model. So I'll open my PPT again. Yep. So yeah, so this is the option that I have used, auto orient. So many of the time you just need to click the auto orient option, and it will give you the best orientation. So 90 or maybe 80% of the time, it will give you the best orientation. Okay. So these are the estimation with without the automatic orientation and with the automatic orientation. That means almost 50% of my time I'm reducing, and obviously my materials also. Some of my material, like, because when the time increase, obviously the material also it's going to increase, right? So the estimation without automatic orientation is going to take around 4 hours 20 minutes, and the estimation with automatic orientation is 2 hours 23 minutes. That's almost 2 hours I'm reducing if just one click of auto orientation button, right? So next, the smart support. So as you all,
Sorry for
yes,
interruption.
yes,
I'm having one doubt in this orientation.
right.
Inside now, we have orient with respect to surface finish also. If you want the surface quality is good,
Yep,
there is option called surface finish option.
exactly.
Similarly, in GrabCAD, how to achieve it?
No, sir. Actually, it will in GrabCAD. Basically, it will not give you the that kind of option with best surface quality, or maybe with a lesser support option. I know in Inside it's there. So you can even choose if you want to reduce the support structure, you can choose that option with lesser support material, right? So that option is still not there in GrabCAD, I believe.
Okay.
So that's what, sir. In terms, actually, Insight, you can do a lot of things in Insight, sir. Comparing to GrabCAD, actually, there are a lot of things you can do with Insight. So we will in coming months we'll be having a detailed session on Insight as well. We have our A team also with us. We have our A team. We and our A team we will be doing a productivity training on Insight as well in coming months.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So the support. So as you all know, where we are going to use the support, right? So if you are printing a model, something like this, so you can see the face is an overhang. So you need a temporary support material to support this structure. So there I'm going to use the support material, right? So this is what it's going to happen if you print a model without the support material, the same model without support material. And this is the support structure. So basically this is a smart structure again, the smart support structure. And this is your final model. So this is the importance of support, basically, just the introduction of support. And the support styles. So you have basically five or six supports types available on the software. So the first one is smart. As you all know, it's just growing like a tree here. And the sparse option, and the basic and box option, and the surround option. So in many of the cases, or in 80% of the cases, you can just use the smart support option. It can save a lot of material and a lot of time. And when you can use the surround is if you're printing a tallest or tall pen kind of models, you can use the surround option. It will just save your model without falling down. Okay. And you would have noticed on the when the support is printing, the first two layers will call it as interface layer. Yep. The first two layers will call it as interface layers, and the down next below the interface layer there is a support phase layer, and you can choose the support sparse. So here I'm just showing the support sparse. So support sparse will be always, you can see there is a lot of gap, right? So this is the support structure. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about, the typical sparse support structure, just the detailed view. If you observe on your models printed with the support, you can see there is at the top there is an interface layer, And just at the bottom, there is a transition layer. And this is your actual support layer. Okay. So this is for the sparse support. You can see it's completely filling this area, the support area. And this is for the smart support. You can see it's just growing like a tree, right? So wherever the support actually is required, it's supporting only that areas. So we'll just take an example, right? So if I wanted to print this part, I know this is not the best orientation for this part, but think I want to print it like this in this orientation. So what I can do is I can show you both the options with the smart support and with the sparse support. So this is with the sparse support. You can see it's completely filling these areas, and this is the isometric view for it, and this is the front view for it. And the same model, if I wanted to print on the on with the smart support option. So see the front view. So it's like it's just growing like a tree here. So you can save a lot of material, many support material here. Not only the material, basically you can save a lot of time also for printing. So this is the importance of the smart support. So whenever you have a model, so always try to print with smart support, and unless it's a quite tall model, or if you have a very tough, so or the breakaway supports, those kind of things. So I can even open on the software. So I can even show it on the software. Like consider I have a L bracket with me to print. I have this L bracket, and I wanted to print in this direction, right? So for some reason I wanted to print it in this direction. So what I can do is I can just go to the support structure here, click on the model. As I told, these are your support styles available in the machine. So you have the smart option, you have the sparse option, you have the basic option, you have the surround option, and you have the box support option. So you can always go with smart, and you can just click the layer or the slice the model. You can see the graphics here on the front view. See, I just need the support for this top, right? I just need a support only at this area. So it's just growing like a tree, so that you can save a lot of material, a lot of time. So I'll go back to the PPT. And the time and material estimation, the saving. So the with sparse support, it's almost take 12 hours to print, and with the the smart support, it's going to take 11 hours to print. So not only the time, you can see the support material consumption. So it's almost half, or I can say 30%, 35% of the material, right? You can save that much support material. You can save that much support material whenever with smart support option. So the time saved is just 1 hour 9 minutes. Still, it's a great saving, and the material saved is 3.7 cubic inch, almost 30% of the model, right? So this is the importance of smart support option, right? So always, if you have a standard or if you have a normal model, always go with the smart support option. I'll prefer, and the grow supports. So this is another important option, the grow support. So you can see there is a the vertical hole here on this face. Okay, and just to support that face, you can see there are a lot of supports building from bottom, right? So there are a lot of supports building from a bottom to support only this face, only this hole. There is just a hole here and here, right? So I don't use that much material. So you have an option called grow support just below the support settings option. If you click on the grow support, so what's going to happen? So the support is taking wherever exactly is required. You can see this, right? So that you're saving a lot of material here. See, so it's actually record the support only at this phase and this phase and these 4 hall phases, right? So I don't want to print it from bottom. So you can choose this option or choose the grow support option whenever you think there is a vertical hall or vertical square model or vertical square cut on my model. You can choose this option always. It can save a lot of material again, lot of support material basically again. And the next option is going to be the base style. So you can see the model shape, the base.
Sorry for interruption. Can I go to the grow support option?
Sorry, sir.
Can I go to the last previous slide?
Yes, yes. This one, right, sir?
Yeah. So the left one is what is the left side support option?
So this one you're talking about, right?
What is left side? What is right side?
So left side, basically, you can see the vertical holes are there, right, on the model.
Correct.
Right. So to support this vertical hole, the support is printing from bottom. See this.
Correct. What is that option called?
So we'll
Grow
call it as, yeah, we'll call it as
grow support because grow small support you mentioned.
grow small support only.
That is left side.
Yeah,
Option.
that is left side.
Right side is?
Right side is the normal without grow support option, sir. Just the smart support. So I if you need, I don't have a model for it. Okay,
No, actually, that is called no support option. Grow support no option is there.
Yes.
When we have to use that?
But basically no support option. So if you use the no support option, sometimes but it will create a diamond shape on the model, right? Instead of your complete circular model, it will make the hole as a diamond shape.
Correct. We have faced on time like that. We tried with that.
Yeah, if you
so
try,
the wall is not properly kept.
Exactly, sir. So
okay.
It's like if you have a hole to drill that hole in future. Okay, you can choose the no support option. So what will happen now? It will just make a reference and make the diamond shape.
Okay.
Just on the hole. But future you can just drill it off.
So if we want to again we want to reprocess the hole means we can use that option.
Yes, you can use that. You can use that option.
To save material, we have to use grow small
support only. Yeah, you can choose grow small support option.
Right. Thank you.
So this is the base style. So the base of the model includes the very first layer printed. So it's like if you choose model and support option on the support setting like base style option. So consider if you have a model something like this, right? I have a model something like this, a circular model. So you can see the inner faces, whatever the inner support structure. So this material is a waste for me. I don't wanted to waste this much material at the center of this design. So I can choose base style option, right? So if you click on the base style model and support option, it will create a base only at the model, wherever the model structure is there. So only at this side. I'll just open the right side images, you will understand better, right? So the center portion, actually it was a waste of material because there is no geometry at the center, right? So if you choose this model and support option here, this much material, again the support material you will be able to see.
Hi Adish, it's Pratim here.
Hi Pratim.
Hi, using this model and support in this base style, can we put some smaller part in this gap in this model inside?
May not be possible, Pratim. Okay, because this is at the stage of sectioning and all. Okay. So even the next one is the self-supporting ankle. So the self-supporting angle, as you all know, there is 50 or 45 degrees Celsius angle of self-supporting capability for your machine. So if you have a ankle, so you can see this part, the top part is printed without any support material. Though it has an ankle or it has an overhang here, so this has been printed without any support material, right? So that's basically because of the self-supporting angle capability of the printer. So always this is more on the design for additive manufacturing session that we are going to take a separate session for that, the design for additive manufacturing. So maybe you can include your designers also in the session, so that whenever they wanted to, they can change the angle a bit, or you can consider if this model or if this geometry was greater than 45, so then it's support all over the complete surrounding area. It was it will bring support material. So just to change the ankle of the model, so you are saving a lot of material. So this is basically your designers, or maybe the design for additive manufacturing session, we are going to discuss more on this. So we'll call it as self-supporting ankle. You can see on the software also the support setting option at the bottom side. There is a option called self-supporting angle. And the advanced FDM. So I have already discussed with it with this advanced FDM options. So if you choose the advanced FDM options, obviously you are going to save a lot of material, lot of time. Okay. There are options called self-supporting holes or the specific infill control. You can even print in a single model. You can choose where exactly, in which area exactly you want the spars, which area exactly you need the spars, or the complete solid. So all those things you can choose in a single model as well. So without affecting the or without affecting the what do you call the strength of your model, you can save the material, right? So that is the importance of advanced FDM. So I have already discussed on this, and still, as I already informed, still if you are feeling you need to have a separate session on the advanced FDM or any of the topics that we are discussing here. If you are feeling like you need a separate session, we are always ready to do that, particularly or only for your team or separate teams. So this was the thing I was mentioning. Like, see this model. So it has this sparse option here. It has the solid option here. It has the complete pack. You can, oh, sorry. You can see this. Sorry, I'll just reopen this. Yeah, so it already have the solid options. These areas, and these areas are solid. And this area is a complete sparse. You can do it with using the advanced FDM option. As of now, advanced FDM is on the F series printers and Fortus 900, 450 and all. So it's available. You can just load your model and start using these options also. So I think that's all from my side. So Shubham, you have something to add?
No, actually, last time we have shown all these features as well during the training. So there are two new advancements over here in GrabCAD. Basically, one is the stabilizer and one is the ankle columns. So that I'll cover in the next session that we are planning, because every month GrabCAD is basically putting new updates for the FDM machines. So in last 2 months, one was stabilizing wall. Again, it is a very basic, I can say, that feature available within the inside software. So with which you can save against support material when your part model is basically tall. And the second one, the stabilizer columns. Like sometimes we are facing warpage within our part. Like our part is getting out from our build tray. So for that, there is one update called ankle columns. That option is also available within inside, but now it is with the GrabCAD as well. So those two options still are pending, and we'll cover it in our upcoming session for GrabCAD.
Yeah, sure. And one more thing, all of you can just upgrade your GrabCAD, because monthly there are new software features are coming up in GrabCAD. So you can just go to the website and download the new version of GrabCAD. You can start using the new version of GrabCAD. Okay, so there are a lot of features are coming up. You can choose that. And any question from anyone? So we are ready to answer your queries.
Adish, one question.
Right, sir.
So when we open the GrabCAD, by default it will be selecting the printer. We have to select the printer, correct?
Yes.
So we have to link the printer. There is a called template now. There's a difference between template and the actual printer.
So template, actually you will be having all the statuses machines, right?
Okay.
So you have you should have, I think you have the 450 MC machine.
Correct.
Okay, and sometimes if you wanted to do an estimation on Fortus 900 MC or on a 370 MC, you can just go to the template option. So that are the complete list of the printers available, or you can use with GrabCAD.
Okay.
Okay, so your actual printer will be 450. You can just choose that and do the estimation. If it is for
actually, when we perform the last job, there's a difference between the 450 MC actual machine and 450 MC template. So when we estimated, we use the template and then give the estimate. So when we have print to actual job, well, the time is differing, the material also differing. So why the variation between the actual 450 MC and the template?
Sir, I should say that, like, even with the Stratasys team, they will keep telling us like the better or the accurate estimation will be whenever you are connecting to your printer. Okay. That is, the other one will be just give you at times. And what is that difference, sir? Like 1 hour, 2 hour? What is that difference?
Yeah, I think it's 2 to 3 hours.
Okay, 2 to 3 hours, right?
Generally, template doesn't include the purging time. Like mostly the head goes to the backend and do the cleaning and all of the tip. So those timing are not included within the template. So we may add that timing, but
even the heating time also. But 2 hours again, even the heating time also will not be there. But 2 hours is a quite large time. It should not be that much. But we'll investigate on that, sir. No problem.
Even template helps. Is, let's say you are at some other place and your team is at some like within the work area with the machine, so you can use that template and save your job by doing all the estimation, and you can send it to your team, and then they can basically open that print file and directly give the command. So those kind of things are helpful within that template version.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Adish.
Hi, Pratim.
Hi. So I have updated this GrabCAD. So there are new 2 options has been added in that parameters. Like one is stabilizers and another is anchor.
Exactly. That's what. So Pratim, so we are going to take a separate sessions on that. Maybe we'll include in our upcoming webinars.
Okay.
Okay, because that's a latest release actually.
Yeah, that's a.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah, I am Arun from RWDI.
Hi, Arun.
Yeah, we are facing some issues in printer. That is, sometimes the supporting materials not growing while that growing time. Can you incorporate this? I think some notification in new means in updated software. Any notification can include many options?
Yeah, I should say this. As of now, there is no such notification bar or notification thing available with Stratasys. But for sure, I think all of you have received the Stratasys survey link. right? So we also from our side will inform our will inform on this, so that if the part is, or if there is no support building on to support the geometry. I know the case you are discussing. So
Yeah.
I saw the models also.
Why I am mentioned here, I filled the survey before. You can add the additional information for updating the newly software. So that's why I'm mentioned here.
Yeah, not a problem, Arun. I'll definitely discuss with the statistics team and I can update you on that. I'm not
Okay,
sure, but they will hear us. They will hear us anyhow. But I'll give you the feedback on it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So, any other questions? Smita, you wanted to add something?
No, Adesh. As long as they are clear with the contents.
So, yep.
I would like to add one point over here. Basically it is on our next webinar. So we are doing a webinar on the material side for all FDM, this SEP123 series machine. So what are the new materials available? Like there are now total 8 materials. So in that webinar I am conducting, and I'll basically show the applications of each and every material and the upgradation path, that how you can basically add that new material within your existing machine. So it's just a request to all of you to, like, we will share that all invitation link to everyone, to just humble request to join for that joining request, and so that you can basically know what is the application for all the existing materials, and how to basically use within that your existing machine.
Yeah, having said that, even I'll just add on Shubham's point. Like we have a lot of webinars coming up, including the add-ons on 370 machine, because in 370 or in the F series printers, there are a lot of materials added up. So there are 3-4 materials added up. So you can seriously participate on all our webinars to, or maybe you can invite your other team members also to invite on the or join on the sessions. Okay. So last but not least, the Stratasys F770 printer is out. So it's a big prototyping, or the large prototyping printer. So almost the build size of 1000 into 600 with the ABS and ASA material. So this is the latest update from, or the latest release from Stratasys. Since I think, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining the session. We'll meet up shortly again. We'll meet you on the next session. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Adesh.
Yep.
Thank you, Adish.
Thank you, Adesh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Satish. Thank you.
Adish, I have one question. Is it okay to ask?
Yeah, continue, sir. With pleasure.
So I've been trying to get into the presentation from 10 o'clock, and somehow the firewall at NL is not allowing.
Okay.
So I had to come out and join. So is it okay for you to share the presentation with me?
Obviously, I will be sharing the presentation, sir. Not an issue.
Okay, all right.
I'll share it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roshan, sir.
All right. And then I'll pose the questions if all of us are in the same forum.
No problem, sir. No problem. You can join the next session. We'll be having the next session shortly.
Yeah, I'll again join back. I missed your previous one also. I'll
Okay.
try to join the next one.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah. So there is another meeting scheduled up, so I'll be leaving, Shubham. Bye.
Yes, bye.